Andrew Lopez, NOLA.com, time speaking you here with Jerit Roser. It's championship time
Championship.
of who we think is going to make the LHSA boys basketball state championships. We've kind of already put out there our top 28s, our semifinalists. It's now time to talk who we think is going to make it there. It's kind of, you want to start? Let's start with C and then just kind of work our way up from there. Let's kind of start with who we have.
Yeah, start with the chalk talk where we both have 1, 2, 3, 4. Atlanta, I went the last minute instead of Sicily Island.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, New Living Word, Gippsland Coleman. That's our respective fours. Who do you see getting to the championship game, I guess?
You know what? I'm gonna go 1-3 here. I think Atlanta makes it, and I think New Living Word makes it, and then
I won't say great minds think alike, but we think alike.
I don't know if the great minds is the right word there, but I'm gonna go with New Living Word as my champion. The 3C Javier Roper, a Grambling signee who, you know, that was about as big a get for Grambling's program as you could get. A legitimate 3-star prospect, a legitimate offer on the table from Oregon State, where he took an official visit to. Had a very committable offer. I mean, some people say, oh well, you know, he didn't have a committable. No, that was a very committable offer to an Oregon State. But he wanted to stay home, and you know, I think he's gonna, you know, lead his team to a second consecutive state championship.
Agree. He's one of the best basketball players that some people don't know about because he plays in a small school in a classification that they don't have a lot of in South Louisiana. Fantastic player, fantastic team. They did the thing last year. It feels like yesterday. And yeah.
New Living Word champion?
New Living Word champion.
There we go. Both of us having the 3C taken there. Class B, tell me who you got.
I went 1, 2, 3, 5 this time, mixing it up.
I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm better than you.
Going with the wild upset. We both had Florine, Fairview, Anacoco, and then I went Simsboro over last year's champion in Midland,
which is who I have as my 4C getting in there.
And then I go Fairview and Florine, the two schools, the 1 and 2, getting to the state championship.
I think I like Florine and Anacoco to get there. I think Florine's just going to be mad at both of us now, right?
Yeah, probably. Because I'm going Brennan, Beast Maddox, and Fairview, and you're going
with Will Reese in Anacoco. I hope I made a lot of friends in Anacoco with that one. I need some, because I don't think anybody else is going to like me after the rest of these picks. So,
up to 1A where you.
Who do you have?
Yeah, Madison Prep. I think I had a 1, 2, 3, 4. Madison Prep, Arcadia, Lafayette Christian, Country Day.
And again, I think I had it. Well, we're gonna switch it up this time. I have it 1, 2, 3, 5 here. Going against Country Day because I went against you last year and you won a state championship, so you should be happy that I'm not picking you.
Yeah, getting picked against by Andrew this time of year bodes really well for you. You can ask Country Day and Landry Walker last year, 2 eventual state champions, that he thought were pretty good basketball teams but weren't going to get it done. Both did.
Yeah.
So congrats.
Yeah, I think. I have Northwood Lena in that slot over Country Day. We both have Madison Prep, like you said, Arcadia, Lafayette Christian. I have Arcadia, Madison Prep in the finals, and then I have Madison Prep, you know, pulling that out. One of the teams that like we said, have been a favorite all year.
We're not dressed the same today, which people laugh at us when we both log out, but we're twins on this thing. If Arcadia can deal with the injury in its backcourt, its point guard tearing that ACL just in the last week or so.
Eric Brown's been shifting down to play point guard.
And the good thing is Eric Brown's a heck of a basketball player.
He is.
And I think he can kind of figure some of those things out. The rest of the team that they have, it was far from a 1 or 2 man show. I think they can get back there. And I think they can get the job done, get to the state championship again. And I think Madison Prep will do the same and win.
Yeah.
That team's just one of those 4 favorites and one of those that I think is going to get the job done.
Moving on to another one of those 4 favorites in Class 2A, where Riverside resides. You know, who do you have there?
I have those 2 teams from last year's state final getting back in the top seeds, Riverside and Lakeview.
Right.
Then I have Episcopal representing the Baton Rouge area getting to the semifinals, as well as North Caddo, the team that saw Riverside in last year's semis, I think they see them
Right.
again this year.
I think we're both predicting 3 out of the top 4 teams from last year's top 28 to get back. Riverside, North Caddo, and basically the same matchup. Also happening in the semifinals, and then Lakeview sneaking by. Again, I have Riverside and Lakeview as well. Lakeview, I think, plays them maybe a little bit tougher all the way through this year. But again, I have Riverside coming out as the state champion.
Yes, agree. Herb McGee would be the first person to criticize us if we said anything differently.
Yeah.
So he can wait and criticize us about something else. We'll criticize you. Me and him are buddies.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't talk to me anymore. He doesn't grant me interviews. Class 3A, again, one of the favorites with the top seed, the U High. Where are you sitting with this bracket?
I think U High gets there. I think the 2 seed Rayville gets there and might be as good of a test if they can get to U High and U High, vice versa can get to them. I think that would be one of the biggest challenges for U High. 3, Curtis, a team that we thought might be an interesting matchup last year. They were the 1 seed when U High was the 3 seed. Curtis the 3 seed this year. I think they probably get it done. And then this was another one of those cross-out back and forth where I end up going with St. Louis to be the 4th team in the semis.
Right, and I have a championship game of U High and Curtis. In the podcast we talked a lot about Kai Morgan, and I didn't mention Richard Durant, one of the best point guards in the state, who I have constantly said has the quickest hands in the state. He'll rip any point guard he gets on, and he has, he again has no conscience, and when he gets out there, he can hit the big shot time and time again. He shows no emotion on the court. He is about as even keel as you get, which is something you need in an atmosphere like this, especially when the pressure gets to you. So I have U High and the 3 seed Curtis meeting in the championship game with U High taking that crown. Where are you at?
I went U High and Rayville. Rayville's seen some pretty strong teams, including splitting some games with Washita, a really good team in 5A. So I think Rayville can get to that championship game. And then it goes back to being all about the U. And U High brings home the 2nd state championship in a row, kind of exercising some demons from years ago when that really good group had the bookend championships as sophomores and seniors and lost that one as juniors. I think that this group gets that done and potentially goes for a 3rd straight next year.
Right. Moving on to Class 4A, the wide open Class 4A. Or again, we feel that maybe 8 to 10, maybe even 12 teams have a legitimate chance of making it.
Somehow, like 36 teams might make the top 28 from the 32-team bracket in 4A.
That's absolutely true. It's just so wide open. Again, if we could create a Class 4A league pass, I would be completely in favor of it. I have number 1 Salmon and number 12 McDonough 35 on one side, number 6 Landry Walker, number 2 Peabody on the other side, where I think you agree with me on one half, and then you completely disagree with me on the other.
I'll start from the bottom where I agree. Landry Walker, Peabody, I guess, because this is anyone's game in 4A. And then up top, I went Washington Marion and A.J. Ellender, the 9 seed, to get through and get to the top 20.
This is a bracket, I think, as much as anywhere for both of us, either one of us could go 0-4 right here. And we won't be completely surprised at that.
I'd be shocked if either one. Well, I mean, we agree on enough in other places where I'd be shocked if either one of us went 0-4 anywhere else. But here, I wouldn't really.
Yeah. And as I learned last year, I was apparently the first person that was made aware, despite the final score, that Landry Walker was state champions. I believe they came. Tyree, Lamar, some of those guys came directly off the bench, Puff, off the bench, straight to us to remind me that I had picked East Jefferson to win the state championship. So I will not make that mistake again. And I'm picking Landry Walker to win the state title over Salmon.
Yeah, I'm going Landry Walker as well. We mentioned it in the 4A breakdown. They were the team that we thought had a chance to be almost that same level of favorite as the 4 and the other football playing classifications, and I think they kind of found themselves and are now going to take care of business, win it again. I'm going them over Washington Marion. Again, who knows, but I feel strongly that Landry Walker is the team to beat in this group, despite the seeding, but again, won't be surprised regardless of what happens.
Class 5A, here we're going almost as close to chalk as I got in some of the other ones. but I'm going 1, 5, 6, 2, Natchitoches and Cox as the 1, 2, and then Ouachita the 5, Lafayette the 6. I like a Natchitoches Central Helen Cox championship game, and I think maybe more so than any other bracket of these ones that I feel are maybe locks. I think Cox may have the best chance to potentially mess that up. I'm still gonna go Natchitoches Central, but I really like Helen Cox's chances to maybe sneak that one out.
Yeah, I have Natchitoches Central getting there again. I have Ouachita, as you said, getting there, a young Ouachita team. I went Scotlandville, getting back the team that couldn't quite defend its state championship last year and lost in the championship game to Natchitoches Central, and then I went Helen Cox getting there again. And I think the thing that happens here is Natchitoches Central will have to face so many more high-level matchups along the way that there's more opportunities for them to get tripped up than some of the lower classifications, because I mean the semifinal for them could be pretty wild. You look at potentially a team Ouachita that's already beaten them,
right?
And then you get to the finals. I went Scotlandville instead of Helen Cox, but I think Natchitoches Central takes care of business again. Although Scotlandville's got to get there, so we get this unibrow, this fake unibrow thing that you don't sport. Which makes no sense unless you listen to the podcast.
So you need to go listen to the podcast because we're not going to go back over it again. Jerit Roser and I will be in Lake Charles 2 weeks covering the girls' top 28, the boys' top 28. We'll be there the whole time. We don't go home.
We don't get tired.
We don't get tired. Shout out Darius Guys, #Army Bowl. Jerit Roser, Andrew Lopez, NOLA.com, Tom Speaking, signing out.